Watch this, pop off and pop shit. Dog, I see everything, so come and try to stop this. Take your best shot at the head or at the heart. See, I control everything, I'm ready for the dark. Let it spark. Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy HipHopGamer, aka Mr. Shots Fired. You already know what it is. Alright, this is the second time around trying to get this done. So I want to give a big shout out to my man Lou, representing that Kabam, that Fast and the Furious. You know what I'm saying? Taking over mobile right now. Like, we love you, man. How you feeling, man? And shout out to Amy too. She's special, man. Love that girl. Word up. So how y'all feeling, man? What's good?
I'm doing pretty well, man. So for the interview.
All right, cool, man. So let's get it started. So first off, I want to say thanks again for your time, because I know we all busy and everything, but it's always appreciated. So thank you for your time. That's the first thing. And now let's get into it. First, Fast and the Furious to Facebook, right? What I want to ask you is, what does this mean for the company and the industry as a whole?
For the company, it means we're able to bring our game to a much wider audience. You know, Fast 6 has done really, really well on mobile. We've seen over 60 million installs across iOS and Android.
Oh my
bringing
God!
it to Facebook just opens us up to an even bigger market.
That's 60 million?
Yep.
Yo, I'm putting that down so I can set it up for the article. Word up, let me get my information right. 60 million, that's insane. So wait, all right, so first off, what did the office do? Like, when you guys was in the office chilling and you reached that 60 million mark, like, what did you guys do? Did you guys party? Did y'all go to Dave & Buster's to hang out? Like, what happened when you reached that 60 million mark, man?
It was fun. We actually hit around 60 million installs almost on our 1-year anniversary back in May, and it was kind of like it kind of skipped by. Like, we noticed at the end of the week that we actually hit those numbers because we were so busy working on some other, we were working on content updates for Fast 6 as well as some of our upcoming projects. So it was kind of like we were just checking the live numbers. We took a look at it. We hit over 60 million. So it was kind of like, in retrospect, like as we hit 60 million, it wasn't a big celebration, but at the end of that week, we definitely celebrated on Friday, beers at work and everything.
That's insane. Now, let me ask you this, like, for the people that may not know or understand, and for people in other forms of entertainment that's actually trying to break into gaming because they see the success there, like, 60 million, downloads on your game, like, what does that mean in terms of, like, dollars and cents? How does all of this work in terms of making it a successful business with these games? Because a lot of people, in the music industry, movie industry, and all this other stuff, like, they have no clue on how all this stuff works. They just see these results and they're, blown away because their medium, don't perform like how the gaming medium does. So can you kind of walk us through the business side of it? Like, you hit 60 million. What does that mean in a business sense in terms of like money and, cost? And, if you could break it down, I think fans would really, really love to be educated on that.
So you gotta want me to go into like the free-to-play model and explain how that's been working for us and where we find success?
Yeah.
Okay, so for us, obviously like 60 million users over that first year, that's a lot. But obviously we want to keep shooting for higher. So the big thing, with a lot of pretty much all of our Kabam games that we're free to play. So first off, we have 0 barriers to entry. So, if a user wants to come in and try out any one of our games, even, specifically Fast and Furious 6, all you have to do is have the smartphone, tablet, or the platform we're on. You can install the game for free, and you can play as long as you want for free, pretty much. So, like, that is one of the first big elements of success right there, is getting users into your game to try it out. And that's one thing that, like you were talking about, like a lot of other industries don't have. Like, if you want to go see a movie in theater, you have to pay that money to go see it, whereas with our mobile games, you just download for free and you can get into it, no problem. The next big part of, like, where we find success is, well, like we talked about first, you got to get all those users in first, and then you got to get them hooked on the game. So you got to give them, like, looking at Fast and Furious 6, you got to give them that fast-paced gameplay that really, you got to give them that experience that they would expect out of a Fast and Furious game like they would see in one of the movies. So obviously, we have to deliver on that gameplay and get them engaged in it. So, why would users want to invest their time to, continue playing our game? And obviously, the way that we do that is with a lot of content. We have a full storyline progression. We have PvP matches. We're always adding new cars to the game, which users can modify and upgrade. And then some of that comes in, some of that monetization scheme. So for us, if you're a user who, we just released like Subarus like a few months ago. If you love Subarus, and you want to deck it out just like, if you own a Subaru yourself and you want to see it exactly how you have it, you can either kind of grind to get some of those visual upgrades, or you can, fast track that, pay a little bit of currency, put on the rims you want, the spoiler you want, and get to that level of performance you want to see. And that's where, you start to make that monetization is, a few users spending $1 here and there, but when you look at the whole market of millions of users spending, 25 cents, $1 here and there, it starts to add up, which is, where we find a lot of that success.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you broke it down like that, and it was very well articulated. Like, cause I knew that as well, but there's more that I got from the way you broke it down. So I actually just learned a few things too. So like, thank you so much. I know like the audience appreciate that. So that's crazy. So now the next question I have for you, and I said this before, but because the PlayStation 4 has the touchpad, I gotta bring this up, man, because I'm playing all these games and the touchpad works. It's not a gimmick. Like, it really works, surprisingly very well on the games that I've used it on PlayStation 4. So, coming to this interview, I was like, yo, like, could this work? Because we all know how important independent development is, on the PlayStation side of things. So, do you guys see yourselves ever going to on a console and seeing Fast and Furious on a big screen like that? Because it still could be free to play, because they got free to play games on PS4. So the business model is still intact. So you're still true to your audience. So what are your thoughts, man? Do you think it could work?
Like, I definitely think from like a technological standpoint, and then also gameplay, like, you could totally utilize that gamepad and transition Fast 6 over. However, I don't know. It's not really in our plans for the next, little bit, our future. Like, I think what Kabam's focused on right now is really nailing down the mobile game and, becoming like the top competitor in this area, in this market. And then, maybe down the road, if it's in our, if it's in our sights, maybe shifting over to consoles. But I think right now, Kabam's super focused on mobile.
Okay. All right. No problem. Now, the gaming industry has changed, and like mobile games, it seems that they're more important or more beneficial to the industry than the console title counterparts. Is there any truth to that, or does it just depends on how you release your game or something like that? I'm just trying to figure it out, because mobile is big and is making up a big percentage of the overall gaming industry. So, in your opinion, how has the industry changed with mobile games being as big as it is now, and which one is more beneficial for companies?
That's a good question. I think it's like mobile games have definitely added a lot to this industry now, because looking at like year to year, you have more people picking up tablets and smartphones, and that market is just continuing to grow year over year over year. So now you have more people who can now can easily access video games, which is like expanding that market of gamers as a whole. So for mobile gaming, like you're expanding that market. The potential of revenue, as well as like the size of games you make, is like drastically increasing. However, and I definitely think that's super important. However, it's not to say that, it's like one's going to be winning at the end. It's not like, mobile is just more beneficial to the industry than consoles. I definitely think consoles still have a very big place in the gaming market. And the way that I look at it is, mobile is doing that job of getting more people into that, getting people to identify themselves as gamers and starting to play games on like a daily basis, and expanding that, because then the console looks at mobile and says, like, how are they getting this many users? Like, how are they keeping them engaged this long, and how are they making that much money off of like these small games that only take a few months to maybe a year to create? So, obviously there's a lot to learn there. On the console side, though, like, that's where gaming started. The PC games, like those early consoles, they kind of set the bar, and they continue to set the bar for whether it's the visual fidelity of a game, gameplay mechanics, or just an experience as a whole. So, as mobile developers and stuff like that, we look at that and we say, like, we want our game to look as good as a game that's on console, or we want to deliver an experience that, you would see on PC games or consoles. We're always striving after that. So it's kind of like we definitely go back and forth in terms of like learning from one another and trying to like set the bar higher for each side.
Wow, that's amazing. Yo, I love you, Luke. Real talk, man. I like talking to you, man. It's like this shit is amazing to me, man. Like it's like it never gets old. Like I've been in the industry for 7 years, man, and it never gets old, man. I'm telling you, it's people like you. Yo, I just thank you so much for just being who you are, man. So let's keep it rolling though. 2015 is coming. What's the new goals that you set for Kabam any new IPs that you guys got plans to work on and give us coming 2015? Like, what's going on in the
Yeah.
drawing board, behind the scenes right now that you could kind of let loose, about a little bit?